Well, we're back and stuff.
We're back, Subs.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a day, Subs.
Yeah, it's been hot.
The heat index is 105 here. And we just got done eating dinner, and I had to cook and put stuff in the oven at 400 degrees. So
The air conditioning is kicking right now.
yeah, the air conditioning is really nice and cool in here.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
You gotta take care of my girl.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking care of my girl, I got her a makeup anniversary gift. Since the Chia Pet, what is that? Zombie Lisa, or what was her name?
Yeah, that's it. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Whatever.
I'm keeping it forever, so it's going to sit there on the dresser, and I'm just going to leave it there to look at it periodically, so
One of those gag gifts that probably I should have waited for another day instead of an anniversary.
that's what my mom would have did. You know, she'd have left it out to constantly remind us that she's never going to forget what we did. Yeah, but we didn't do that. I mean, we would tease her about it because we knew she really, really, really hated that. You know, so we just teased her about it, but none of us ever did that. You know, number one, because she would have been so disappointed in us that we would do something like that after she specifically said that's not what she wanted. And number two, you know, we were just playing with her. You know, we weren't. And she never would have forgot. I mean, she came back from the dead every Christmas. Remember this? Remember that Chia Pet? You know, so just to keep her in her grave. You know, no, we never did. You know, because we knew she really didn't like that. You know.
Yeah. So the gag gift, probably I should have waited for just
Well,
a
you
random.
enjoyed it.
I thought maybe you would get a laugh out of it. It's not.
What's wrong with him, sir?
So anyway, instead of dwelling on minutiae,
It's sitting there on my dresser, sir. It's going to sit there forever.
you don't want me to make it disappear?
No.
No?
Oh, no.
Oh no.
No, it's got to sit there for prosperity.
No.
Or what is it, prosperity?
Or
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's staying. Eternity.
No.
It's staying, son.
Love you.
So I can constantly look at it. Every time I go in the bedroom, I look at it. It's sitting right there. And I got a whole bunch of stuff ready to be donated because I had ordered some new quilts. You know, so there was some. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly fine, but they're just older. You know, and being I have new ones, you know, I figured, well, I'll give those to, you know, people who could use them. You know, because times being what they are, you know, a lot of people aren't working, or a lot of older people, they don't have a lot of money. You know, so, and I have the shams that go along with them. So I have blankets and quilts, you know, with the shams, and there's, how many did I? It was a bunch.
Yeah, we got like four garbage bags full of stuff that she's going to donate.
Yeah.
Plus, some pots and pans.
Yeah, they were my mom's, but we don't need them. So, and there's somebody who could actually, you know, everybody can't afford to buy a whole set, you know, for like $60, $70. Everybody can't afford that. Those will probably sell for maybe, what, 20, something like that. You know, but they're brand new. You know, they've never been used, but we can't use them. And they've been sitting, I forgot about them. I had put them in the cupboard so they wouldn't fall or anything. And they've been there for
a couple of years.
Yeah, going on. So, and as for those quilts, well, he had one on his bed that he was using. You know, he actually liked it, but I got another one. So I said, well, it's Navy centered. You know, the theme on it is ships and anchors, you know, because he was in the Navy. So the one he had on there, you know, was more geared towards the fall, but it's all season, but it was more geared towards the fall. And I'm like, no, we can donate this because somebody could be using this stuff, you know. So, you know, I'm all for that because I can't keep everything, you know. I mean, I
sure you can.
No, it just reminds me of my mom. My mom had totes and totes and totes of stuff, you know, and most of it I gave to the family, let them come and pick whatever they wanted. I held the ones for my brother who lived in North Carolina because he came for my mom's 80th birthday, and the next month, not even a month later, she died. So, you know, it was hard for him, you know, I mean, he came for the funeral and everything, but he didn't want to really deal with that, and I don't blame him, you know, so he waited a couple of years, you know, and then he came, you know, and I held a couple toasts for him, you know, because he has a king or a cow king bed, I don't remember, but, you know, he took I saved him some, you know, flannel and cotton, you know, and blankets and, you know, sheet sets and, you know, all kind of different things, you know, that they could be using. I don't know what they did with the stuff they were using. I don't know if they kept it or donated it or what, because there was a lot of stuff I gave them. But there was just a wealth of stuff down there, you know, and I gave them to, you know, my niece, you know, my sister, my cousins, you know, two of my favorite cousins, you know, Lisa and Sophie. You know, I brought them some stuff, you know, because there was so much of it. So, you know, you can't use all of it. So, and I had stuff in my linen totes that, you know, I got new stuff, and I got a room full of stuff that I ordered, you know, for selling, and we're selling, you know, quite a bit of stuff. I had to replenish the stock because it was down pretty low, so I had to replenish that and keep ahead of that because Christmas is coming. Well, there's Christmas, you know, birthdays, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers. There's all kind of stuff going on, and there's a lot of stuff in there that'll fit. You know, I see something like, oh, that's. I think somebody will like that. You know,
Christmas in July.
Yeah, Christmas in July.
That's actually
exactly
picking up.
So you know, yeah. So like I said, I had some stuff, and I can't use it all. It's just it's ridiculous, and it's impossible for me to use all of that. So I think, no, let's just donate it. You know, people can be using this stuff, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll do that in another video, probably Wednesday. Tuesday, we're thinking we might go to Walmart. I mean, the heat is just brutal, but it's not going to get any cooler anytime soon, it looks like.
It's going to be up in the 90s.
Yeah.
But the heat index is really horrible out when you go outside. So, I mean, it's cooking my plants. You know, some of them have to be in the sun. They can't be in the shade. But I try to keep them watered, you know, as best I can. But, you know, this weather is just brutal. And the majority of the ones I have up on the deck, they're fine.
Yeah.
You know, they're perfectly fine. You know, but the ones that have to have, you know, total sun all the time, they have to have full sun for at least 6 to 8 hours. And they're being cooked. But they're almost at the end of their cycle anyway. You know, so at the end of their cycle, they'll be chopped down, and then, you know, we'll see if they come back next year, which they probably will, but if they don't, I understand why. You know.
They don't like getting baked.
Yeah, but the garden is doing just fine. Everything in the garden, you know, is fine. I went and gave everybody a drink of water yesterday. You know, so the poor things could have some water because it's brutal out there. I mean, I feel sorry for any pets that are outside because they don't need to be outside. They need to be in. But because if we had a dog, it would be an inside dog. It would not be an outside dog. You know, you go outside to do his little business, run around and get some exercise, then bring your ass in and go to sleep. You know, but because we had dogs. They were pets. They weren't outside dogs. They were in the house with us. You know, so they were never out in the cold, you know, or out in the heat with no water, you know, any of that craziness. You know, because we put ice cubes in their water to make sure that water stayed cold. You know, but yeah, so that's what we're up to, subs. We're going to get ready to be donating stuff. I've been meaning to do it, but that back room, subs, gets so hot, it's not even funny.
Yeah, the utility room in the mega shed where the new fridge is. I mean, that fridge is actually doing pretty good, but yeah, it gets pretty hot back there.
Yeah. You know, and especially when that dryer is moving, you could die back there. It's so hot, you know. So, but like I said, I had to go back there and you know, found some things. But you had the time, and you had to actually wait most of the time until nighttime, you know, when it cooled down a little bit. But by then you're so wore out, you know, you don't want to go back there and fool with that stuff. But we got rid of how many totes? 4 totes?
Yeah. Well, those bags, we got rid of those. What, 4 bags?
Yeah. Well, we still folded them up because we could still use them. Because they're not the plastic ones, they're the cloth ones. You could zip up. It's those kind, and they're big.
Yeah, because mostly we were trying to make room in that front utility room of the mega shed with that refrigerator. That took up a lot of space. So suddenly we were like, okay, stuff is piling up. So it kind of gave us motivation to go ahead and go through some stuff. And that's where she found, you know, went through and pulled up about 4 garbage bags full of stuff to donate. Other stuff we relocated. There's still some stuff to go through, but again, it's just too warm to go through it right now. But we've got enough to donate, so we'll probably do that. You know, like I said, probably Wednesday we might donate the bags and do a quick tour around the thrift store and stuff. But yeah, that's the upcoming plan. But yeah, to your right is a red bag.
Oh, you used the same red bag again?
Not like we have anything else to put in.
I have other bags. I don't know where they are. I mean, I don't know why I do these things. I mean, I have the bags sitting on top of the plastic totes in the utility room, so I could just, you know, snatch it out and get a bag. I can't tell you what I did with them. I think I put them away to get them out the way because I was looking for something else. And
now they're out of sight, out of mind.
Now they're, I don't know where they are. I have no idea where they are.
So we got one present bag that I just happened to see, and I just put it in there, so you can open it if you want. It's for you. I bought it.
Is it for me?
I bought it with love.
You know how that love goes, don't you?
Darn it!
Yeah.
Trying to make up for my misdeeds.
Well, you thought it was funny.
You didn't.
What's the matter with him, sir?
Yeah. Stretch that open.
I hear that all the time. Look what I got, sis. It's Thundar the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Look, it's Oogla and Thundar and Princess Ariel. Yeah. That's another one of my favorite cartoons. But this one came out in the 80s, I believe it was.
Was it 80s or 70s?
No, this wasn't the 70s. This was the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I remember Thunder. Because I have this on DVD.
Yeah. So I had to make up for, you know, my anniversary gift that didn't go over so well.
And he got the Sun Sword.
Yeah. So you like it and stuff? Did I make up for my gag gift?
I like the t-shirt says.
See, I'm trying.
See my t-shirt says? See? It's them. They're on there.
So you like it?
Yeah. I like Thundar. That's one of my favorite cartoons. Remember when cartoons used to look forward to coming every week?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with that.
Now they're lame and boring.
I don't understand them.
Yes.
I don't understand the cartoons of today. You know, they're not like Space Ghost or Thundar or remember Spider-Man and Spider-Friends? Remember that? What is Iceman and Firestar? There was 3 of them.
What about the Justice League?
I don't really watch the Justice League because what was I watching at that time?
The Hall of Justice or whatever.
Yeah. No, it was the Justice League and the Hall of Doom. I think it was the Hall of Doom.
Oh yeah, with all the enemies.
Yeah, with Solomon Grundy and Bizarro and all them freaks.
Freaks.
Yeah, I think that was on the same time that Spider-Man and the Spider-Friends, but they were on different networks. I think I think that came on ABC.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, they came on NBC. So, this came on ABC. It was ABC.
I don't even remember what that came on whenever.
I don't remember the time. I just remember I would watch it every day. Ooh, I loved it. You know, I would hate it when they would have sports shows and they would cut the cartoons short, you know, in the afternoon because they were putting on sport. Oh, I hated that. But we couldn't do nothing about it. But yep, I like it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched him in a while. I got to dig that up, but I'm not busy. But that's what we've been doing, sis, because it's been so you wouldn't believe the heat.
Yeah, it's been ridiculously hot here. I mean, we knew it was going to come. It started lately, and June was actually pretty cool. But then all of a sudden, man, it just hit us. And I think it was like the very end of June and all through July. I mean, we've had, almost 6-7 days of thunderstorms, and we don't get a single drop.
No, we just get the lightning and the thunder, and the thunder's loud.
Yeah, and storms are very, very close.
And yeah, I mean, it gets dark and cloudy, and you get maybe 2 drops, and that's it.
Yeah.
But we keep getting thunder. I mean, the thunder will, boom, shake the house, but you won't get any rain. So
you have to water your plants pretty much every day.
Yeah, well, I watered them yesterday. I'll probably have to water them again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because well, fortunately, and for this year was hotter than last year, but most of them, have survived. So they seem to be doing pretty good. And that dirt I put them in holds moisture longer. Of course, it can only hold it for so long because the sun's beating down on it. But it does hold it longer. So tomorrow, when I get up, I usually get up between 8 and 9, usually about 8:30, something like that. And I'll get dressed to go out and water the plants again. And if it doesn't rain, it's supposed to rain, but
it's supposed to, and we just keep missing us.
Yeah. So yeah, even Pittsburgh, is starting to get 90-degree days, which is a little early because we usually don't get that till like August, and we'll get maybe a week of 90-degree weather. But this is just
they're having lower 90s up there. We're having
that's
mid to upper 90s
too early. But there's nothing we can do about it. But
except keep cool in this new AC.
Yeah, or just keep a lot of water. Ice water. Or whatever. Any kind of fruit drinks. I had him getting Powerade Gator because it has electrolytes in it. Keep you from getting dehydrated.
Yeah.
So that's good to give your kids because your kids want to be out playing. Well, I don't even know if they're allowed to be out playing anymore. But still
social distancing.
That's really dumb because you don't social distance at your house.
Yeah. Well, I'm too close to you. You're within 6 feet.
Yeah. You're talking to your neighbors. Ain't nobody is 6 feet. Nobody's doing that. But now they're Walmart and Sam's Club.
I'll show you a mask.
They're mandating that you have to have a mask on to go in. So Richard got me a Stoller mask.
Yeah.
It's Stoller's.
Yeah. So that way you could wear your team over your face.
Yeah. And the sad part is these don't work. They don't do anything. I mean, if this can't stop you from catching a cold, how's it going to stop you from catching anything else? It can't. You're still going to catch a cold. You're still going to get the flu. It's just not going to be this mutated form. But you're still going to get sick. I mean, that's just the way of the world. That's just how it is. But, even if they come up with a vaccine, that's not going to work on everybody. It'll work on some people because people get the flu shot, still get the flu. So you don't know what they're injecting into you. You don't know if it's actual COVID or it's a different strain. You don't know what it is. Because actually colds and flus are coronaviruses. Yeah.
They're just a mild strain.
Yeah, they're what we're used to. It wasn't man-made. This is man-made. If there's no natural cure, it's not natural. And, I mean, you can take medicine for it and keep the symptoms down for colds and flu. And it'll just, it'll run its course. You'll get up and go on about your business. The only people that are having a really hard time with it are old people or people with underlying conditions, mostly bronchial conditions. Asthma, bronchitis, people who've had pneumonia, weakened immune systems, things like that. They're going to have a hard time, which everybody else, you will catch it, you'll get sick, and then you'll get over it. But, what they're not telling people is if you've had a flu shot within the last 10 years, you're going to test positive, and you may not even have it. But you're going to test positive because you've had a flu shot. I never took a flu shot because I don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't know if you're putting something live, you're putting something dead, or it's a mixture of the two. I don't know what you're doing.
I get the flu shot.
Yeah, so even if he got the test, he would test positive, even if he doesn't have it.
I don't have it.
But your test will be positive because he's had a flu shot every year.
Well, I'm positive that I live.
Let us look at that chia pet again.
No, you don't want me to bring that out again?
No.
I didn't think so.
I can rest my eyeballs on it when I go over to the membership.
I'm trying to make up for my misdeeds.
It's the matter with him, Subs? What's the matter with him? I could just imagine the expression on my mom's face.
She's probably laughing at you.
I said, yeah. Now you see what I went through. Yeah. Yeah, that'll teach her not to believe in gas. She don't believe in gas. What? Yeah, talk to her about it.
Yeah,
she don't know nothing.
That's one of those conversations that'll turn you on.
No, if she'd have unwrapped something like that, I mean, she'd have looked at who the tag on it. That's the first thing she'd have did was pick up that wrapping paper and look at the tag. You're damned. Yep, you are damned. You could never make that up. Nope. And you know how mothers, Subs, they keep harping on stuff? They never get over it.
Yeah.
You know, Virg was like that. Oh my God.
Beat a dead horse.
And don't let anybody call. I don't care who it is. They're going to know what you did stupid. They're going to harp on it. I'm like, oh my God. And when we would come home, like we're out with our friends and we're coming home from school, somebody did something dumb, everybody's going to know about it. Like, my God. I mean, she would do this for days. So, see, I don't do that. I mean, if Richard upsets me about something, I mean, I'll talk to him about it, but I don't harp on it. Because I figure once I've talked to you about it, I shouldn't have to talk to you again. If I do, oh, well, yeah, therein lies the problem. But, you know, but she used to, I mean, she wouldn't let it go. And I thought to myself, you know, forgive me, Lord, but Jesus Christ, you know, don't ever let me get like that. You know, where I just can't let nothing go. You just gonna keep on and on and on. And she did. She did. You'd be like, oh, God. You know, but...
Yeah, I'm learning my lesson. Sometimes I screw up.
Everybody screws up. I screw up. I mean, that's just the way of the world, Subs. But you're not supposed to harp on it. Okay, once you've already told somebody or let somebody know, you know, that you're not happy or, you know, they did something wrong. Okay, well, they know. Shut up.
Shut your pie hole.
Yeah, because who wants to come home to chaos?
Yeah.
Okay, you've already said what's wrong. Why am I still hearing about it a week later? Why am I still hearing about it? Shut up. You know, but...
Shut your yip.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a high threshold before I'll say something, Subs. I mean, I'll tolerate something until I'm like, no, wait a minute, this is getting a little bit out of hand here. You know, then I'll step up and say something. But after a while, you know, well, why don't I even have to say anything? You know, so that's pretty much me. Where I usually give you the silent treatment or the cold shoulder, because to me that's more effective than hollering. Even though I don't even holler. I mean, I talk to him just like I'm talking to you now. But if I got to be doing all that, I don't need to be here, Subs. I need to hit the trail and go where I can have peace and quiet. You know, I don't need that.
You got peace and quiet here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, old Virg. Yeah, you be damned. Forever. Yeah, she'd make sure everybody knew about it too. Make sure everybody did. As everybody was coming in with their gifts, she'd make sure everybody put it in a place of prominence. Everybody would know.
Did she do that before?
No, because you knew better than to give her dumb stuff. I mean, she got gag gifts and stuff, but they were just funny, like shirts or something like that. But no, we didn't. No. And it would have been disrespectful to do that. You know, especially after she told you she didn't want it. Why would you get her something she didn't want and think it was fun? No. Everybody would have been, everybody funny to everybody else because they would be looking at you, hellbound. You're damned. Yeah. That'd get everybody else something to laugh at because you're dumb.
Wow.
You know, but no, everything she got, she was happy with it. I don't ever remember her. No, there was a time, Subs. And we were kids. I think I was maybe 10 or 11, something like that. And we did get her a gift she hated.
Really?
But we didn't know. We were kids. So what we did is that we went out looking for her a gift. And I think I was 10. I think I was. That would have made my sister 9 and my older sister 12. And we went to East Liberty to this shoe store. I don't know if we necessarily went to get her these or we just wanted to look around. I don't remember. But they had these yellow, long-haired slippers. But they came up over your ankles. And we thought that was just marvelous. You're like, oh, Mom's really going to like these. And they're going to keep her feet warm. That's what we thought. And to us, it was like, we were excited, you know, because we were so proud of them damn things. Subs. Here come Christmas morning, right? And we were so proud of them damn boots. We were so proud of them. They were slipper boots, you know, that you just put your foot in, and it was like fuzzy on the inside and fuzzy on the outside. And it was like this long hair. It was bright yellow like Big Bird.
Wow.
And she opened that box up and subs. She looked, and you know, my mom's face used to scritch all up. You could tell when she didn't like something. You know how you put your nose up? Yeah, that's what she did. And we were kids. We were little kids, and we were so excited to give her that. She talked about that for millennia, subs. And she opened that box. She was like, what the hell is this? We're like, they're slippers. They'll keep your feet warm. I don't want no goddamn fuzzy slippers. We're like, what? We're looking at each other because she hurt our feelings. She really did. And she didn't care. So she didn't care at all. My grandmother found out. She wasn't too happy about that. She was not happy. But anyway, did they come over that year? I don't remember. But she was not happy with my mom for doing that. Because we were little kids. And we thought she would like it. We was like, ooh, they're so beautiful.
And see, that's kind of what I thought when I got that chia pet. I was like, oh, she might get a laugh out of this.
Is he 10-year-old subs?
Sometimes I think like I am.
We're like, we could not, I mean, we talk about that to this day. Remember what Mom did with them? She made us feel like dirt. Mm-hmm.
What'd she do with them?
We don't know
What
she did with them.
Or maybe she gave them away.
I don't know.
She never wore them once.
Subs, you would have swore that we dynamited the house or something. I mean, she just went on and on. Why would you buy me something this stupid? You know I ain't wearing it. What make you think I want? I would never do that. I have never done it. I have got stupid gifts, subs. I mean, over the years, you get dumb gifts, you know, but I never made a big deal out of it. I would just put it away and not mention it anymore. And after a while, people forget, you know. But I don't know what happened to those. She never wore them. She didn't. She never wore them, and she never let us forget. And we were grown. She never let us forget that we did that.
Remember those damn slippers?
Yeah. Give me them goddamn Big Bird slippers. Looking like Big Bird. The hell make you think I want that? You ever hear me say I did? Mom, we were kids. So? You hear every damn thing else? You didn't hear that? No. So from then on, we always asked, what do you want? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We learned.
See, I don't ask. I just try to surprise because, you know, to me that spoils the surprise. Hey, what would you like?
So you don't know if you're going to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, because Mama always wanted different things. You know, I mean, she never said just one thing. She would say a few things. You just pick whichever you thought she would like the most. I mean, but she never, you know, told you, you know, I want this or I want that.
Yeah.
You know, but, yep. That was the only time I actually was really confused, like, what? You know, and she like I said, she told everybody. Everybody was like, they didn't take her side, which really upset the apple cart. I mean, we're talking about her sisters, and plus my grandma and my granddad. You know, my dad just told her, oh, shut up, you know. You complain too much. Damn, they're just kids. Shut up. And he didn't even like Christmas. It was just another day to him because he wasn't raised to like Christmas. He was raised on them these days he worked. You know, he helped his grandma with her women. I mean, my grandmother with her. That was his mom with women houses and stuff. So, you know, he really didn't care about Christmas. He complained about it every year because he thought we were getting too many toys, which we were. Got a lot of toys, but that was the only time she ever pitched a bitch about getting something. So we gave her them yellow boots. Next time somebody calls, I'm gonna have them tell Richard, remember them yellow Big Bird boots we got Ma that time? So they can tell him how she was acting.
Oh man!
I mean, she acted like we gave her a severed head. Like,
wow.
What the? Yeah, we were kids. She hurt our feelings. She didn't even care. Like I said, she told my grandma, and my grandma was like, "Why would you do something like that? They're babies. They don't know. They oughta blah." She's like, "No." That was the wrong thing to do. You don't think I ever got something stupid? Did you ever see me act like that? Yeah, but we couldn't do nothing wrong, you know, to my grandma. We couldn't do nothing wrong. She didn't want to hear nothing. She just laughed it off.
You thought she had superpowers when she told your mom?
Yeah, she told her. Were you here, my sister? Dawn told you that? Yeah, my grandma. Because nobody ever sees their parents get hollered at. I mean, you see your parents argue, but you never see like aunts or uncles or well, my grandmother ruled the roost. You know, whatever she said went. That was it. You know, but we didn't know. We knew she was our grandmother, but we didn't equate that with being my mom's mother. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you never see your grandparents, you know, cut your parents off. You don't see that too often. That was the only time we ever saw it. We just happened to be there when it happened that time. And my grandmother was expecting us. This is when we were little kids. I think I was maybe 6 or 7. We were little kids when this happened. And my grandma invited us to come up her house because she had made biscuits. And that was a problem with my mom because there was 5 of us. I'm trying to think, was there 5 of us at that time? Because this was a long time ago. This was over 50 years ago. I would have to ask my brother Mike, was he around for that? I don't think he was. If he was, he was probably so little he wouldn't remember. I don't think he was. And my grandmother wanted us to come up because every time we came up, she would bake. And she would have different cookies, you know, and stuff like that. Well, this one particular time, she had made biscuits, these big biscuits. They were like this thick. They were big. She used to make it with Bisquick. And it was just all butter. Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
Ooh, I'm hungry for biscuits.
So, my grandma invited us. You know, we came in. Of course, we used to sit out on the porch at first. And then we would go over to a field that was adjacent to my grandma's house. And we'd be over there playing Treasure Island and Safari. You know, acting like we was in Africa with the lions. You know, stuff like that. We'd be over there playing with that. And we were all out. I think we were out on the porch talking about what we were going to do, or we were in the living room talking about what we were going to do. And my grandmother called us into the kitchen where she was baking. And down my grandmother's kitchen was all wood. It was all wooden. So she had this one right beside the sink. There were these drawers. In the bottom drawer, she used to have them gingham cloths in there, red gingham cloths, red and white. It was full of these biscuits, these big old biscuits. And she said, you guys, she had her back turned to us because she was washing dishes. And she said, you guys go on and get those biscuits out of there because I just made them for you and your granddad. We didn't move. We didn't do it because my mother was there and she was looking at us. And see, my grandmother didn't know that my mom had told us, but of course everybody know your parents used to have a talk with you before you leave the house. Don't ask for nothing and don't touch nothing. You know, when you see grown people talking, don't even bring your ass in there. I mean, everybody had that talk, you know. So anyway, my grandmother would periodically turn around and look, and that drawer was still closed. We weren't touching it. So I think she started to put two and two together. So she stopped washing dishes and she was drying her hands, and she turned around. She said, "How come?" She said, "Go in there and get those biscuits, like I told you." She said, "You know, I made them just for you. I knew he was coming." And my mom was like, "No." She said, "I told him not to come up here asking for nothing."
No.
My grandmother didn't know, and she like stopped and turned around and looked at mother. She said, "You did what?" And she said, "Well, Mama," she said, "there's too many of them." She said, "Well, wait a minute. She said, "You don't tell them what to do in my house. This is my house. You don't have say-so here. How dare you do that?" She said, well, you just have," she said, "you just have to cook for you and Dad now." She said, "Your father's biscuits are put aside. Those are for them. I knew they were coming. That's for them. You don't tell them what to do in my house." She said, "Don't you ever do that again." She said, "Now, you kids," she went and opened up the drawer. It was full of biscuits. It all smelled so nice. It was filled with big old biscuits. They were big. They were big like this. They were big. And she said, "Now, you take one in each hand." And of course, we're looking between her and my mom, and she's like, "Don't pay her no mind. This ain't her damn house. I don't know what the hell she thinks she's trying to do." You know, and we're like looking at each other, and my mom was so, I mean, you could see the steam coming off her hair. I mean, my mom was so mad. But she turned around and walked out, stormed out, and went to the front door and stood there in the door. I mean, you could see the steam. It was fogging up the window. And she was so mad that my grandmother had done that she went out. After a while, she went out. I remember her being on my grandmother's glider. Remember the gliders they used to have? And my grandma's, yeah, my grandma's was green and white. So she told us, she said, "When you come here," she said, "if I tell you you can have something," she said, "nobody else has say so." She said, "Now, you eat these biscuits," she said, "get one for each hand, and you guys go outside, eat your biscuits." She said, "If you want some more," you know, because we would go on down the side and go around the back door. And she said, "You come in, you wash your hands," she said, "and you get some more biscuits, and you eat as many of these biscuits as you want." She said, "Nobody has the right to tell you what you can't do in my house." He said, "I don't give a damn who it is." So we're all sitting there looking, and we're like, "Oh, wow, Mom got in trouble with her mom." Because we'd never seen that before. I don't think anybody's really ever seen their grandparents put their parents in and tell them to stay in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the first and only time we ever, you know, saw anything like that. My mother was so mad she didn't know what to do, but she couldn't do anything because, you know, my grandmother ruled the roost.
She didn't take y'all home afterwards?
No, my grandmother never would have stood for that. No, because no. So we went and we would sit on the steps and away from my mom, because my mom was down there in the corner. She back there, you know how your parents do, give you the eye and everything. My grandmother came out and sat on the other side of the porch in her chair, you know, and she just, like, it was my mom was sitting this way, my grandmother was sitting like where I am, and we were down at the other end of the porch on the steps eating biscuits. And my grandmother sat there. I mean, she was just sitting there like waiting for my mom to say something to us, you know. But she didn't say no more after that. And of course, we went back and got the biscuits, you know.
Granny is great.
Yeah.
We get to eat biscuits.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother, she didn't play that. Period. You don't do that. You know. And I guess she told my grandfather. I mean, I know she probably did, but we never heard about it. But now that I'm older, I'm pretty sure she told her how Mom was telling us not to, you know, eat stuff that she made for us or not to ask for anything, because she didn't know. You know, she didn't know that my mom had it. But everybody's parents does that. You know, I don't know anybody who didn't line their kids up before you went out, you know, and told you don't touch nothing and don't ask for nothing. You know, I don't have a friend whose mother didn't tell him that. You know, everybody's mother said the same thing. Everybody's mother was strict back then. You know, now that's why we got all these problems now, because they're not strict with their kids. But back in the day, But yeah, that's what happened, because my mom figured there was like I said, I don't remember. I know it was me and my two sisters. It might have been my brother Pete. I don't know about Michael. I have to ask him, do he remember that? Because I think that may have been before him. I'm not really sure. But, yeah, my grandmother,
Take that.
Because, well, my mom's logic was, it's just the two of them now. I mean, they had, my Aunt Vicky would come back and forth periodically because she was single. She was the youngest, you know, so she would go back and forth. And then they were getting up in, I think they were in their 60s back then. And she lived with them. You know, but but she would come and go, you know, whatever. But my grandfather, he was still working then, and he would come home, and she would, you know, they would sit down and have dinner. And my mom's logic was, well, you're just used to cooking for you too. You shouldn't have to, you know, cook for us when that's what she was supposed to do. But I don't know a grandmother, you didn't go over their house, they didn't feed you. Everybody's grandmother does that. I mean, that's just the way it's always been. You know, everybody's grandmother feeds you. And if you got friends, they feed your friends. You know, I mean, I don't know.
They fed your hoodlum friends?
It's Diane. I took Diane over there. I took Diane over there one time. You know, she's like, I never see any of your friends. Bring one of your friends by. And of course, my mom didn't want me to. But I did it anyway. And I took Diane over to Big Ma's house. We called her Big Ma. And I took her over to Big Ma's house. Yep, I sure did. We left after school one day. We went over to meet my grandmother. Yep, we sure did.
That's fine. Well, there you go. Just a quick, what's been happening. Well, not really quick. Been almost 42 minutes, but yeah. I figured
there was a couple stories about them boots and my mom getting hollered at.
Yeah.
By my grandma. Yeah,
that's funny. But yeah, so I got her a makeup present for my misgivings.
It's Thundar said.
Yeah. So. There you go.
Yeah.
So I think, did I do good?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So until the next video, which will probably be maybe tomorrow, we go, well, to Walmart, and then we do the donations maybe Wednesday if all goes well.
Yeah.
So till then, adios.